Conor McGregor is back against Max Holloway. Conor McGregor, the biggest star you'll ever see in the UFC, and Max Holloway, massive star. Obviously, former BMF, former champion. Cannot wait for this one. Let's break it down a little bit. It's all about Conor McGregor. A lot of people are going to be like, he's done, you know. A lot of people didn't even really give him credit. Obviously, when he was killing it, everyone gave him a lot of credit. But then they started losing, and a lot of people, I don't know, it feels like people don't realize how good Conor was, or even is. Even when he was losing, you could still see him being so effective with his striking.
Holloway versus McGregor, International Fight League. This is the fight that makes sense. I talked to Max Holloway the other day. I posed this question to him: do you want to fight Conor? And Max said to me versus McGregor. This is the fight that I want. I am training right now because it's all I want. And when we fought, I was a little boy. Could you ever have imagined losing the BMF title would put you closer to the Conor McGregor fight?
I think Max smokes him like a brisket.
You think so?
The thing is, Conor has the power. Like, that's not gonna, no matter the injury, that's gonna be there still. The timing, a lot of things, other things matter, but the power is gonna be there. Oliveira was able to smother him, which I was surprised, because Max is hard to hold down. You know, but Conor's gonna kickbox with him for 25 minutes. Conor can punch, and if Max's chin is finally catching up, you know, to the style of fighting he does, you know, Conor could put him down.
Conor McGregor is fighting at 170, your weight class, against Max Holloway. Do you think he can beat Max at 170?
No, I think Max is gonna win. I'm super fan of Max Holloway, you know, but he fighting more, you know. McGregor is 5 years without fight, so I don't think he's gonna beat Max Holloway.
Even though they're fighting at 170 and Max has never gone there?
No, I don't think so. I think Max is gonna win.
My thoughts on the fight being at 170 was like, who cares? You know, the weight is just a number, you know. Real gladiators back in the day, they didn't walk around with a scale. You show up and you fight, and I'm a fighter. That's what I do. Open weight class, whatever weight class. I'm glad I get the shit octagon with him.
McGregor Holloway prediction. I'm going to go with Holloway. I don't know. Holloway at 155. They won't fight anywhere else. If he fights at 170, though, McGregor will probably KO him.
A prediction. A finish, bro. Mystic Max is feeling a finish, bro. Finish, bro.
Imagine being the biggest superstar the combat sports world has ever seen, only to return and find the entire community treating you like an afterthought. It sounds insane, but that is exactly what is happening right now in the MMA world. The predictions are in, the betting lines have shifted drastically, and a legacy that took a decade to build is suddenly on the brink of being permanently dismantled. Experts aren't just doubting a victory, they are actively bracing for a brutal, one-sided destruction.
People think that Max is just going to walk for him from the start. It ain't going to be that easy. He's going to have big problems early, and I think Max is going to give him that respect and not let him land them big shots. So maybe we don't see him be as successful as he could be, but definitely give Max some problems. Max is going to be clever enough where we won't really see that, but I still think that Conor will be dangerous enough where we're going to be like, oh shit, like, you know, Max needs to be careful. But I think he's going to do the right things to make them adjustments. And then he's just going to eventually have his way. I'm going to have to go Max Holloway for the win. Can it be a finish? 100%. If Max gets you tired, he's so good at going in for the kill.
13 years ago, a hungry young fighter stepped into the cage and wrestled his way to a decision victory despite completely blowing out his knee. Now the dynamic has completely flipped, as this highly anticipated rematch moves up to the welterweight limit of 170 pounds. A massive shift has occurred. The former double champ is walking into the octagon as the biggest betting underdog of his entire career at plus 195. Meanwhile, his opponent sits comfortably as a heavy favorite. The very foundation of this rivalry has been turned upside down, and the community is absolutely stunned by the sheer disrespect shown by the odds makers.
Who wins, Conor McGregor or Max Holloway at a UFC 329, July 11th?
Holloway.
Really?
It's going to be dangerous for Max early, though. Listen, me and Conor aren't exactly friendly. But what I'm saying is, so I'm not saying this from a perspective of we're friends and we're buddies. He was a 2-weight division champion. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he made all this money and all the rest of it. But the mind's the most powerful tool. And the guy that was there, all right, granted, it was a long time ago, 2016. But if the motivation's strong enough, he can come back and look really good. And yeah, he was flipping out at Max the other day in that interview.
Did you see that?
But he was playing the game. He was promoting the fight, hyping it up big time, and he looks good, you know, like he looks like he's training and taking the camp seriously. And if he is doing that, I'm telling you.
But I think
Max is awesome on the feet, but Conor's got the power early.
The reasons behind these shocking numbers become crystal clear when you look at the raw data. One man is stepping back under the bright lights after a grueling 5-year absence, haunted by a horrific leg snap that sidelined his entire career. Ring rust is a very real, very dangerous factor.
The guy hasn't fought since 2021. He hasn't got a win in almost, not quite, but almost 7 years. Okay. And remember, Chuck, the last time we saw him, people just forget about this. The last time we saw him, he broke his shin in half.
Yeah.
Right? That is a catastrophic injury. And Chris Weidman was never the same after it. Anderson Silva was never the same after it. Like, they were just, the whole thing was a disaster for both of them. Now, granted, they were older and, I don't know. Well, actually, I'm not sure how old was Chris Weidman when he broke his shin in Long Island. Can you look that up?
I'll look it up. Mid-30s, but I'll look it up.
So Conor was what, 32 when he broke his shin?
Yeah, he was 32. Yeah.
So I mean, that's not like super old, but it's not super young either. And in either case, just a gigantic question. And I know Max looked kind of bad against Charles Oliveira, but I'll just be honest. I think Charles Oliveira would beat the fuck out of Conor McGregor today. By the way, Weidman was 36 when he broke his shin.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that old.
36. Yeah. So like, what kind of fighter are we going to get? To me, the biggest X factor, Chuck, is that they're going to get Holloway to go to 70, right?
Right.
And I don't know how his power and everything is going to translate up there. That to me is an X factor. But Holloway should, like, this. I'll just say this, and again, we'll talk about the odds here in just a minute. But like, dude, this is a fucking tough fight for Conor McGregor. Make no mistake about it.
On the other side of the cage stands an absolute Iron Man. The favorite officially holds the record for the most total fight time in promotional history, clocking in at nearly 9 hours of non-stop high-level warfare. It is a terrifying contrast. You have a heavier, highly questionable version of a fast-finishing superstar walking straight into a cardio machine who never stops moving, never stops swinging, and refuses to fade.
I won't be sure that this fight's going to happen until it happens. That's number one. Maybe it's a better chance because the weight is so high, whatever. But that's number one. And then it's interesting when you look at who he picked. He picked a great fighter, a legend, a guy who's active, a guy who's getting older, obviously in Holloway, Max Holloway, but a guy who's a great striker, a guy who, has been active, and to come out of mothballs, out of retirement, and again, not living the life of an athlete really, and to pick him, at first it's curious. You say, wow. But then you think of the things he's got on his side to want to pick that. One is the weight. He'll be bigger, a lot bigger probably, than Holloway, who's not a physically strong guy. He's tough. He's a great striker. He's great at everything. He's a rounded guy, as tough as they come. He's great. He's a legend. But he's not physically as big or strong as McGregor is, and probably now with that extra weight on, definitely would be.
Panic seems to be setting in behind closed doors, fueling intense speculation across the internet. Viral discussions erupted recently when rumors leaked that a certain camp was heavily pushing to make this main event a 3-round fight instead of the standard 5. Fans immediately took to forums, brutally mocking the fading endurance of the returning star. The consensus online is ruthless. The public is openly stating that no matter how many rounds are scheduled, the returning fighter won't even make it past the 3rd. It paints a picture of a team desperately trying to manage an empty gas tank before the cage door even locks.
It's been 5, but that's the problem.
It might be more
because they're going to all expect that.
I think it is a little over 5. It's almost 6. I think it might be 6 at the time of the fight.
It might be. I think it's 5. I think it's 5 right now.
Are we expecting to see a Conor that looked like Nate this last fight? Or are we expecting to see a better Conor than someone that looked like Nate? Because Nate did not look good.
No,
but
Mike
Perry did. And
Mike
Perry
looked like a fucking murderer.
You know what I mean? Like
Mike Perry is a murderer.
He's a murderer.
And this is
such a savage.
You take a look at that. When you're taking an older fighter, which Nate is now, and you're
21.
You're
5 fucking years ago, July. So it literally will be 6 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
But when you're
it'll be 5 years. It'll be 5 years.
When you're taking a younger fighter and putting them against the old dog, it normally doesn't end well for the old dog.
Well, the thing is about Max Holloway is like Max Holloway
No, he's young.
that much younger
Yeah.
than
No,
Conor.
he's not.
But the thing is, Max has been in constant high-level competition the entire time. Won the BMF fight, beat Dustin, like constant high-level competition.
That's right.
It's a different thing.
And I honestly believe him at 155 is the best thing for him.
Absolutely.
But he's not 155 in this fight.
This
It's
is 170.
170.
Yeah.
Honestly, he
But
may
that's even better.
he might be
No
better.
weight cutting at all.
Just no weight cut. Just kind of walk around.
And also, knowing this is such a high-profile fight, Max is always in insane shape.
To make matters worse, psychological warfare is being flipped right back onto its original creator. The heavy favorite has completely hijacked the famous mystic persona, issuing his own chilling prediction for fight night. He claims he will purposely drag this bout into deep, exhausting waters just to prove a point. Then, in the final seconds of the 5th round, he plans to point to the center of the canvas and force a devastating bare-knuckle style brawl. It is a terrifying promise. He doesn't just want to win, he wants to completely break the will of the sport's biggest icon on the world's largest stage.
I felt the same, before you came, I had to do the little media scrum. And I thought, everybody's like, bro, 13 years, like, did you ever think Conor McGregor fight was gonna happen? I was like, yeah, I thought it was gonna happen, but like 5 years ago, you know what I mean? Like, especially after that horrible leg break and him coming back, but it just proves that he's a fighter, man. You can't get rid of fighters for some reason, but that fighting spirit in you is just always there. And I'm blessed with the opportunity to be able to right a wrong. Actually, we're 0-0, in his way, the way that he made the rules he made up in Conor's way. He said he don't count decisions as wins. So at the end of the day, brother, this shouldn't be a 2. It should be just a number 1. And Saturday night I go out there and get 1-0 against the guy.
What about you, though? You use that line against him, which is great, that he only counts the finishes.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you feel like you're down 1 on this guy?
I mean, it's when you go to the record books and you go and see the record books, I'm gonna have an L on my name with him, in that versus column. So at the end of the day, it is. But it's Conor McGregor. He said what he says, so that's cool. That's cool. I like those rules. Those rules is good.
Professional analysts and insiders are backing up these dark predictions with terrifying statistics. Experts are pointing out that a historic striking pace of nearly 7 significant strikes per minute is going to be an absolute nightmare for a heavier, slower target. Top analysts expect the early storm to be weathered quickly, turning the bout into a grueling cardio battle that the underdog simply isn't prepared for. Fox Sports analysts have even gone on record predicting a brutal 3rd round knockout. They firmly believe that once the gas tank empties, the favorite will take complete control and force a merciless stoppage, exposing the harsh reality of a 5-year layoff.
This McGregor-Holloway fight, UFC 329, who wins that, McGregor or Holloway?
Whoever loses is bad. It's just Holloway can't lose to McGregor coming off the couch doing all the shit he's been doing, and McGregor can't afford another loss.
If McGregor loses this fight, is he done?
It depends how he loses.
Got it.
If it's like he gets steamrolled, it's just like, damn, dog. It should probably
hang it up.
Should probably call this one curtains.
The chaos extends far beyond the fighters themselves. Even the event's presentation has sparked massive outrage. A viral backlash recently tore apart the official event poster, with furious fans accusing the promotion of using cheap AI-generated art for the biggest spectacle of the year. Despite the promotional blunders, the rest of the night is stacked with undeniable tension. Paddy Pimblett takes on Benoit Saint-Denis in a massive co-main event, and an Olympic gold medalist is making a highly anticipated heavyweight debut. The stakes for the entire night are through the roof, but all eyes remain glued to the terrifying reality of the main.
It doesn't matter, I see a lot of people talking about it, but we're fighters, man. This is what we do. I can't wait, man. I'm looking forward to the best version of Conor McGregor. I know, look the way he's talking, bro. He's fired up. I'm fired up. I can't wait to see him July 11th.
Expected, Max, because I'm coming in fast. I tell you this, how are you doing after your 5-round fight with Oliveira? I thought some of the shots went to the back of the head. You had an opportunity to repay the favor you didn't take. I was disappointed in the result and the outcome of the bout and the shape the bout took. But how's the body? How are you feeling?
It is what it is, bro.
How's Hawaii?
I'm good.
I look forward to seeing you again in Las
great.
Vegas.
Hawaii's great, brother. Hawaii's great. I can't wait to see you in the 9th Island, brother. How's Dublin? I heard you're sleeping in the in the gym. So that's great to hear, man. We're glad to have you back. I can't wait to get in there and mix it up, bro. We're going to make some records.
Max, your fight with Conor was an early loss in your career, and I know you've been very vocal about wanting to get that victory back.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's just super fun, you know what I mean? But in Connor's words, you know, I don't even think that's a loss. He said he only count finishes. And last time I checked, that was a decision. So we're on over into this fight, and
I like
this.
I like this. Go ring the bell.
I like it too.
That's how we do it.
Everything boils down to one absolute inescapable ultimatum. A massive reputation and legacy are entirely on the line. Escaping this night with a victory against a prime, high-volume opponent instantly blasts the door wide open for 9-figure cross-sport boxing and bare-knuckle spectacles. It would be the greatest comeback in the sport's history, but a devastating loss carries a grim finality. Getting outclassed, outpaced, and knocked out would likely slam the door permanently on a legendary combat sports career. There are no safety nets left. This is a do-or-die scenario played out in front of millions.
All right, lastly, so this is the notorious one versus the blessed one, which is fitting yet ironic because Max has given us one of the most notorious knockouts in UFC history, and you have blessed us with so many moments. So the question that I have for Mystic Mac, as you like to call yourself, how does this one end?
It's going to be a demolition. It's going to be an absolute demolition. I know the damage he's taken. I know I will just have to touch him. And after that, it will be clinical. So to win alone is not just enough. It must be spectacular, and that it will be.
The pressure surrounding this July showdown is unlike anything we have witnessed before. The narratives of an injured past, extreme weight changes, and brutal cardio deficits have created a perfect storm of doubt. The sport has evolved at lightning speed during these last 5 years, leaving many to wonder if time has simply run out for its brightest star. Are we about to witness a triumphant, history-making resurrection, or is this the final, painful chapter of an unforgettable era? But what are your predictions for the fight on July 11th? Don't forget to share them in the comments. That's all for today. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.